Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Merry Christmas to all of you out there. I hope that you've managed to chill out over Christmas. I hope you've managed to eat some good food, open all of the presents and gifts that you've wanted, and I hope that you've managed to spend some time with those close to you, friends and family. And I know that could be difficult given the circumstances surrounding COVID, but I hope that you've managed to make the best of Christmas this year. And if your Christmas has been challenging, then I'm hoping that next year Christmas will be better. So today we are looking at GetMeowth's Shudderwock Shaman deck. Now, any time that the Shudderwock gets an opportunity to be played competitively on the ladder, that makes me incredibly happy. And this is a Jade centric deck, so you've got Jade cards like Jade Claws, Jade Lightning, and even Aya Blackpaw in this deck. Aya is not a card you see played often on the wild mode ladder, so if she has an opportunity to be played competitively, it's a wonderful thing indeed. And so, as you develop your Jade Golems with this deck and play your other Battlecry-centric cards to get the Lothar Battlecry into the pool, that's always helpful. And get some healing too from the Antique Healbot. Take all of those glorious Battlecries, mix them all up, and then play the Shudderwock. And hopefully you end up healing yourself, you end up summoning a load of big green men onto the board, you end up with the Lothar Battlecry so your opponent can't cast a massive spell to clear the board the following turn, and then you just go face and win the game. That seems to be the strategy with this deck. We're going to look at 3 different games of this deck in action on the wild mode ladder, and our first game is against a Warlock. Okay, we've got the quest, we've got a Sludge Slurper, so we've got an early battle cry.
Out of the question.
Is there ever a situation where you throw the quest away in the opening mulligan? Maybe if you're going up against a hyper-aggressive opponent and you think turn 1 quest is too slow, you'd rather do turn 1 Sludge Slurper to get something on the board. Is that ever a consideration? Throwing the quest away? So, overloaded for 1.
Death does not scare me.
Death Lord. Wow, okay. That's scary, to say the least.
Of course it's the right way.
And the reason it's scary
On the wings of
is because there are a couple of cards that we definitely don't want to be pulled onto the board. The Shudderwock and Lothar, in particular. Any of the others, I'm not too bothered about. But Shudderwock and Lothar, we do not want the Death Lord to pull them onto the board. So can we assume this is Reno Lock? Alright, let's see what happens here. That's fine. That is fine, I think. Oh wow! Deck of Chaos! Coined out too.
Golems are a girl's best
Now that was a really slow play on his part. He spent his entire turn casting that spell.
It's perfectly fine.
This is fine. We still have something on board.
Of course it's the right way.
I think that was a slight error on my part. I should have summoned a totem. That was a waste. That was a real waste. Is it going to make that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. But still, it was a waste. Could have had a totem on the board.
There is so much untapped power in this world.
This wasn't on the map.
Such a fate.
Looking at the deck list on the left-hand side, single copies of cards played. This is definitely Reno Lock, for sure. One thing that worries me is a situation where they get too many demons or death rattle minions killed off. And even with the Shudderwock, they play N'Zoth or they play Gul'dan, and my Jade golems just can't compete with what they put out onto the board from Gul'dan or N'Zoth. That's the concern for me. So we need to end this game relatively quickly.
Gonna be rich.
I think the longer this game goes, the more favoured he is. Now, with the Shudderwock in hand, we do need to think about when we play it. Before he is able to summon too much value back onto that board, I think we need to be considerate towards the notion of playing the Shudderwock early. Even if we don't get full value. Oh my god. That's disgusting. Even if we don't get full value with the Jade Golems, playing the Shudderwock early may be our best way to win this game.
My dream is your nightmare.
Oh, that's quite something. He's suddenly a druid. Ysera Unleashed. My favourite card in all of Hearthstone, being used against me here. Okay, we need to hurry this up. We need to build the army of golems.
Taste my sting.
What do we do with trades here? Guess we avoid taking face damage as much as we can. Can we race him? Can our Jade Golems grow big enough?
Find your power.
Our Golems are clearly not going to be good enough if he's going to be summoning 8/8 dragons from the Dream Portals. He's doing calculations. Look, you can see him mousing over the cards. It's pretty interesting. Is he working out some kind of lethal possibility on a later turn?
This will be a mess.
No, that's amazing for him. Wait, does his whole board die? No, Ysera survives. Of course she does.
Stunning.
Ah dear. 11 damage on board. Can he burst me out of nowhere with a further 7 damage?
Taste my sting.
I don't think so. Let's be safe. Heal to 30. So at least with Shudderwock now we've got some healing in play. That's important. Oh my goodness.
Servants of the Black Harvest.
It's perfectly harmless.
Huh.
To me.
Pleasant feast of Winterville.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Well, that is quite a scary board. And I don't know what my options are for removal here. I don't think there's anything particularly great that I can do. I can easily remove two things. Jade Lightning on Godfrey, 3/3 into the 4/3. Is that all I can do?
Taste my sting.
Alright, here we go. I feel like I have no choice but to do this. But I left it a bit too late. This is confusing. The rope is burning. Come on, Goblin Lackey, do your thing. Sacrifice the Shudderwock. There we go. So he's going to be limited now with spell casting. We just need to hope he doesn't get a taunt on the board. Because he can make some trades here. That's going to be annoying. The question is, can he remove two large golems? That will be the question.
I found a new source of power.
Fleshlings are so fragile.
From the
Oh wow, two taunts. He thinks he's safe behind two taunts. Well, devolve into a taunt.
Stunning.
Well, if at first you do not succeed, try again. Oh, no taunts. Easy win. There we go. We just had to let him know we had the second evolve. Okay. Heading into game number 2. This will be interesting. Jade Druid or Aggro Druid? Aggro Druid. Of course. Of course. Of course. So this will be a real test for this deck. Can it survive Aggro Druid? Can we live past turn 4? That's going to be the question. And Novice Engineer, Antique Healbots are both suffering here. Oh, and Sandstorm Elemental. Oh dear, 4 mana. 4 mana. Wow. Couldn't even clear the deckhand or the patches on that last turn. Well, I guess the Web Lord is pretty good then. Does some work, clearly.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Yep, that's smart. No trading! Wow. Oh, okay, he trades. And that felt really, really bad. Really expensive, 4 mana. But we removed 2 things from the board, and I think that's a sound strategy considering Druid's desire to buff the board, buff the minions, go face. Removing a little bit of damage from the board. But the wave of threats is just going to continue coming. Realistically, we're looking for devolve. Although I think if you're using devolve, I'd want him to commit perhaps more buffs onto the minions. So there's the devolve, but we're going to hold off. I want to see more committal from him first. We're not especially scared of this board here. Obviously, if he buffs it in Savage Roars, we just die, but...
Let me work my magic.
Okay, there's a bit more commitment. Oh, bloody hell, are you kidding me? Savage Roar, wow. He's just getting it in there. He's just getting the damage in. It's not lethal. But he's going to put me down to... You know, attack? Yes, you are. To 6. So that's as good as dead, basically. Right? That's as good as dead. What is he waiting for? Okay. Maelstrom Portal. Devolve and try and kill everything? Alright.
I hope you like my invention.
Okay, we've seen one Savage Roar. Therefore, I'm feeling safer in this position, considering that we've got anti-killbot coming next turn. So if we can just survive, hopefully we can stabilise and we'll be fine. That's the hope. Okay, that did not go face. He put his face into the minion. There's a haha into... Okay, sure. That did not go face either. Living Roots. Makes us very, very happy. Happy such that I don't feel like I need to heal bot.
It's the right way.
This feels fine. I mean, he's top decking. What punishes us here? If he has Savage Roar. If he has Savage Roar, we're sad. But other than that, what else can kill us? We've seen both Living Roots. And look at him. He is putting his face into the minions. Haha. Okay.
This wasn't on the map. This wasn't on the map.
Right, he's lost the board now. And from this position, it is going to be impossible for him to come back and win the game. Yep, impossible. So, the dream in this game is simply to play the Shudderwock. To have an opportunity to play the Shudderwock before he concedes. That's the dream. Can we make that happen? In order to make that happen, do we deliberately start to stall? Do we deliberately misplay? Do we deliberately not do the correct amount of damage to his face? This is the question. Alright. Well, let's misplay. Let's not attack. Let's make him think that we're going to let him win. And we'll find the Shudderwock, play the Shudderwock, win the game and laugh. That's the plan. Is this BM? No, it doesn't feel like BM. I just want to play the Shudderwock. I wonder if we'll get a friend request after this. Face? Or is he going to trade? Face, okay. Maybe he thinks there's something wrong with my connection, perhaps. Well, no, if there's something wrong with my connection, I'd be roping, but I'm not roping. Still no Shudderwock. So, Polkit, give us the Shudderwock. This is what we're gonna. This is what we need. This is what we're after, and this is how we're gonna end the game. Providing he doesn't concede before then, because surely he now knows what's coming. And maybe after seeing Polkit, he understands that the end is near, and that I've been stalling for the last 3 turns because I want to play the Shudderwock. Oh dear. Can we stall this out for a little bit longer? Or do we just go for it now? Yeah, we play it. Alright, let's go, Druid.
My hand is too full.
Well, that was anticlimactic, to say the least. We have a 2/2 Jade Golem on the board. Not exactly a big green man, but it's something. And we got to see the Shudderwock do its thing. Animations, battle cries, voice emotes. We got it all. It's fine. Ooh, maybe we get to play the Lurker Below. That would be fun. I just love the animation of the Lurker Below, the water effect. Come on, let me play it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. Alright, Anduin.
Your time ends.
So does that mean Reno Priest or does that mean Big Priest? That is the question. Oh, okay, sure. That's interesting. That means one of our custodians is going to be a dead card in this game. How unfortunate. Target your own face? Interesting. Thought about it, and then he stopped. What kind of priest are you? Oh, okay. He was debating whether to heal his face when he was at 30, just to find the spell. Guess that's fair enough. Why do I get the horrible feeling that this is going to be Big Priest? Just looking at these 2 spells, Renew, Palm Reading. You get this horrible sinking feeling.
You like my invention?
Of course it's the right way.
You know, I'd rather it was Reno Priest than Big Priest. It's just that with Big Priest, if they get a discounted Shadow Essence from Palm Reading and then just start resurrecting each turn after that, there's nothing you can do to win. devolve in this deck isn't going to be especially helpful against high cost minions. They'll just evolve into something one cost lower, but they're still going to be really big. So anyway, Lothar Battlecry in play. Don't even know if it was good on that last turn. Well, maybe it is. If it's Big Priest,
Of course it's the right
maybe
way.
it stopped the Shadow Essence for 5. Because he had palm reading, so it would have discounted it. So maybe it delayed the inevitable. Perhaps. Perhaps.
On wings of evil.
If it is Big Priest, I'd quite like to get Deathwing from one of these Discover effects. But even then, I don't think it would matter. They just keep resurrecting the following turn, right? They play lots of different resurrection spells. But up till now, he really hasn't done very much. So he's 6 mana here. Surely this would be the Shadow Essence turn then. No. Fascinating. You gonna clear Lothar? No, you're just gonna heal. Wow. Okay, lots of healing. Interesting. Now, turn 7 is the Psychic Scream turn. Possibly should have done this first, but it's fine. Now, if he Psychic Screams, how upset are we that we're getting these minions shuffled back into the deck? It is going to dilute the deck somewhat. But let's see if he's got it. We've seen Excavated Evil. There it is.
Of that blasted tower.
There it is. Behold! And that was a mistake. Oh, thank you very much, sir. That was a mistake.
This wasn't on the map.
Wow, it's just lethal.
On wings.
Will we do this first? Let's see if we can get the Deathwing that I was so desperately after at one point. No, we don't get it.
Taste my skin crest.
Yeah, he should not have cast the other spell. He really wanted Vargoth to go off with Shadow Essence and to get something big that was a taunt, maybe the Colossus down, Scrapper Colossus. That is what he was probably looking for, but sadly didn't get. So yes, bad for him, good for us. Okay, so GetMeowth's Shudderwock Shaman deck. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really, really fun deck to play. Yes, it's expensive, 11,920 dust, but I love the pace of this deck. It does not feel slow at all. It has quite a snappy pace to it. I love the doubling of the battle cries, and I love the composition of the deck, particularly the inclusion of cards like the Lurker Below. I mean, that card, it's expensive in the context of this deck. It's 6 mana. It's, I guess, your second most expensive card. But if you are still alive when you play it, by the time you get to play it against aggro, if you're still alive, it can just save you. It can just help win the game because of the fact that it could clear the board if there are lots of low health minions spread wide. One of the effects that I also love is the doubling of the Antique Healbot battle cry. That is genuinely game saving, game winning against aggro decks. particularly then if you play the Shudderwock and get those battle cries back again. So yes, those have to be two of my favourite effects in this deck. Anti-Killbot, doubling of Battlecry, and the Lurker below Battlecry. Lawkeeper Polket also, I think it is a very strong inclusion. Priest relies on Polket to find Shed Reaper Anduin, to find Raza, to find Reno, Psychic Scream, those expensive spells and cards. In this deck, we rely on Lawkeeper Polket to find us the Shudderwock, and actually finding the Shudderwock in the nick of time can just save you and win you the game. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and give me a subscribe. I would be eternally grateful. And I will see you all again very soon, as always, for more Wild Mode fun.